Now the financial circus rolls into Washington this week for the IMF spring meetings, and the ringmasters are walking a precarious tightrope. Tariffs take center stage, of course, but what can be done about them and what does it mean for the global economy? As the Trump administration tries to negotiate its trade partners, finance ministers from all over the globe will gather in Washington, D.C. this week for the spring meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. However, the dimming global outlook will cast a shadow over any bilateral negotiations. No matter how many tariffs the US imposes, the bleak global picture will affect US trading partners. Neo-economic predictions and polls will indicate the initial impact 3 weeks after Trump officially initiated a trade war with the whole world. Many countries will be indirectly hit by US tariffs, substantially weaken the economic prospects of their trading partners as well. For example, let me explain this to you. If you are Japan, one of the nations the Trump administration has prioritized in its negotiations, its two biggest export markets are China and the US. That's followed by South Korea, Hong Kong, Thailand, Vietnam and Mexico. In 2023, Japan exported slightly more to those last five combined than to the United States. Japanese exporters would, of course, prefer lower US tariffs, but high tariffs on China, Vietnam, Mexico, in those economies, those could hurt Japan too. All of this means that even countries optimistic about securing a trade deal with the US will be, of course, keeping an eye on the global outlook. So in other words, in a tightly knit global economy, even bilateral trade fights can have ripple effects. Expectations for global economic growth are souring since Trump's April 2nd Liberation Day announcement. A Bank of America survey shows 82% of the investors expect the global economy to weaken. Goldman Sachs now expects year-on-year GDP growth globally of just 1.4% in the current quarter. That's less than half of the 3% growth that was projected at the end of last year. The IMF is also set to slash its own growth forecast when it publishes its World Economic Outlook late on Tuesday. IMF's Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, said, and I'm quoting here, our new growth projections will include notable markdowns, but not recession. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.